Today we're going to continue talking about lesson 3C. Alright? So this is teacher Haley. Let's start.
Hello, study. Yes, we are regular. How about Joey? We are class. Great. I love drawing and painting. What do you like doing? I like playing handball. How about joining the science club? Great. I like using computers. Look at the rugby match. Do you like playing rugby? Yes, I do. But I'm not good at playing rugby. I know hiking. Are you interested in a drama club? Oh, great idea. Let's join the taekwondo club. No, I don't like doing taekwondo. Finishing.
As you could see in the previous unit 3B that we watched the video, we talked about after school activities, right? Take a look at this sentence. How about trying out for the football team? How about trying out? How about it is a question followed by a preposition. After prepositions, we use the verbs in the ing. Alright? Let's continue. The answer is yes, we enjoy playing together. Remember, as a review here, after the verb enjoy, we use the verb in the ing. I never use infinitive. I never say we enjoy to play. No, I say verb enjoy plus the ing. Enjoy playing, right? Let's go ahead. In the second sentence, we have how about joining the art club? Again, after the preposition. But right now, the answer is I love drawing and painting. After the verb love, remember we have studied, we can use infinitive, I love to draw, or I love to paint, or we can use I love drawing and painting. Remember the difference? So let's go ahead. Here we have another sentence. It's a question. What do you like doing? After the verb like, we can use infinitive, what do you like to do, or what do you like doing? Verb like plus the verb in the gerund, in the ing form. But remember, what is more common to use? ing, right? And what is the answer here? I like playing volleyball. Then join the team, right? Remember, the verb like we use ing, right? Next, let's take a look. Well, how about joining the science club? Great. I like using computers. After the verb like, pay attention to the verb using ing, right? So, after the preposition at, we use the verb in the ing. Alright? One more example. Let's join the Taekwondo club. No, I don't like doing Taekwondo. Now we have the verb like in the negative form. After the verb like, we can use I don't like to do Taekwondo or I don't like doing in the ing form, right? And now, which activities are good for a couple to do together? Remember we were talking about after school activities, but these ones are hobbies, activities that a couple can do together. A couple is about two persons. It can be a couple of a husband and wife, or a brother and a sister, or two brothers, or two sisters, two friends. Do you get together with your friends? What do you do together around your house, in your neighborhood, or after school for fun? Here we have some activities. Let's pay attention here. The first one, going on vacation. That means when you travel, when you don't have to go to school, you are free. Okay? Next activity here is visiting relatives. Relatives means parentes, parentada. Okay? Your family. Next, playing sports. Do you practice sports? Do you go swimming? Do you play any sports like volleyball? So here another is going bike riding. Is it common to see people going bike riding around Ponta Negra Beach? Is there an area for bike riding? What about here? I think this one everyone here loves doing, yeah? So, playing computer games. So, play games is something fun, right? Another activity is that a couple can do together is visit museums, or not only a couple but a group of friends, right? Another activity that a couple can do together is relaxing at home. You can watch a movie. What about the last one? Studying. Do you study a lot in groups or in a couple? You and your brother, you and your sister, or with your father, mother? So, these are some activities that a couple can do together, right? What do you do together with someone? So, this is a couple. Let's read a text now about this couple here, Kara and Chris. And what do they do together? Let's read and check. The questions here in the beginning of the text are: do opposites really attract? Or is it better to find someone similar to you? We ask one couple why they are together when they are so different from each other. You see? So, do you think that a couple who is very different from each other can have a good relationship? Let's check about Kara and Chris. So let's read the text. Kara: my boyfriend Chris and I are very different. He's always out and he loves playing sports. He likes running and he loves playing tennis. I don't mind tennis, but I hate running. I like different activities. I enjoy doing yoga in the park and I love reading. But I think we're a great couple. Why? We both like living in the city. We enjoy good restaurants and we love seeing our friends on the weekend. But I sometimes prefer to spend a quiet evening with him at home. This was Kara. What about Chris? Let's read about Chris. I think it's great that Kara and I have our own interests. I enjoy being active. I play tennis and go running every day. Kara enjoys relaxing at home, and she loves visiting museums and galleries. I don't mind visiting museums, but I hate art. We do some things together. We both love going bowling, for example, but I don't want a girlfriend who's just like me. They say opposites attract, and I agree. So, do you think that this couple of girlfriend Kara and boyfriend Chris is a good couple? Do you think they are happy? This is the question number one. Are Kara and Chris happy that they are very different? Remember that Kara said she hates sports, right? She's not an active person. Very different from Chris, that he loves sports. He's very active. But Chris hates what Kara loves, that is, art, visiting museums, right? But are they happy this way? Why? Or if you think they are not happy, why not? Think about it. Do you think opposites attract? Do you see uh, here things they have in common? Are they happy with this? So let's check in the text. Take a look at this sentence here. I think it's great that Kara and I have our own interests. So, in this situation, it's not a problem for Chris to be different, to have your own interests. Kara likes art, Chris doesn't, but it's not a problem. And Chris loves sports. For Kara, it's not a problem, alright? She says, my boyfriend Chris and I are very different, you see? But they do some things together, like they like living in the city, they go to restaurants, they love see their friends, right? They love seeing their friends. So this is something they have in common, all right? And finally, Chris finishes the text here saying opposites attract, and I agree. So Chris and Kara don't have any problems. They feel happy being different, right? Now listen to student A talking about Kara's habits, Kara's activities she likes, she loves, she hates, she doesn't mind doing. And student B talking about Chris. Listen.
Student A. 1.
Kara loves reading, seeing friends on the weekend, visiting museums and galleries, and going bowling.
2.
She enjoys doing yoga in the park, good restaurants, and relaxing at home.
3.
She likes different activities and living in the city.
4.
She doesn't mind tennis.
5.
She hates running.
Student B. 1.
Chris loves playing sports, playing tennis, seeing friends on the weekend, and going bowling.
2.
He enjoys good restaurants and being active.
3.
He likes running and living in the city.
4.
He doesn't mind visiting museums.
5.
He hates art.
Now let's learn more vocabulary about activities. Remember that in lesson 3B we studied about after school activities, right? Especially the ones that people do together to make friends. What about in lesson 3C? In the beginning of this lesson, we studied about what Kara and Chris do together as a couple. Some couple activities, right? And now we're going to learn more vocabulary about other kinds of activities that people can do together as a couple, with the family, friends, or by yourself. Okay? So, here we have some verbs that you're going to associate with the correct pictures, right? We have the verbs do, play, go, the verb have, and the verb visit, right? Which of these verbs can be used with the different pictures that we have here? Now let's take a look at the pictures. Here we have a family. We see barbecue. In letter B, we can see people arriving in a person's house, embracing, hugging, right? It's a family, of course, right? And letter C, The couple is in the park practicing an activity, right? What activity is it? Do you remember this? What about letter D? What is the man here practicing? Remember that this is a martial art. What is it? In letter E, can you see? They are practicing another sport. Which one is it? And letter F, the family again, but now they don't seem to be at home like in letter A. They seem to be in a park. And they are having something special here. What can you say about it? Letter G, it's another sport, another activity that the man is practicing right now, okay? Remember this? What sport do you practice like this in the water, in a swimming pool? And letter H, the girl here is practicing her abilities, musical abilities, and she's using an instrument, okay, to play the music, right? Which instrument is that? Do you know that? Letter I, the same way as letter E, they are practicing sports, right? Letter J, look, they are friends getting together, and what are they doing here? Take a look. In letter K and letter L, they're very similar, but these people here are visiting different places with art exhibits. Alright? Let's remember the difference. And letter M, the family together, friends together, can do this in parks. Here in Manaus, you can go along Ponta Negra sidewalk, right? That is an area for practicing these activity, right? Letter M, what are they doing here looking at these pair of tennis? They are here to buy the tennis, right? So, what is the activity that we can say about it? In letter O, the man is having fun doing this activity. Do you remember the name of it? So let's check in a minute. In letter P, take a look at these. It's a dog. What is the girl doing with the dog here? Alright? Let's remember and learn some new vocab. So remember these verbs. Do, we use to talk about activities. You do activities, especially the ones that you talk about physical activity, like you do aerobics, remember? You do martial arts, like taekwondo, okay? And verb play, we use with most of the sports, like play handball, play basketball, alright? With the verb go, we can use the verb go together followed by another verb in the ing, talking about most of the time activities that people do to have fun, sports, okay? And the verb have we use to talk about many things like possession, but also when we talk about meals, you have dinner, you have breakfast, right? The last verb here is the verb visit. So what places do you visit together with the family or with your friends or by yourself, right? So these are the verbs to complete the sentences here so that you can associate with the pictures, right? So let's listen.
1. Do karate. D. 2. Do yoga. C. 3. Walk the dog. P. 4. Play golf. E. 5. Play volleyball. I. 6. Play the violin. H. 7. Go bowling. O. 8. Go bike riding. M. 9. Go dancing. J. 10. Go shopping. N. 11. Go swimming. G. 12. Have a barbecue. A. 13. Have a picnic. F. 14. Visit a gallery. K. 15. Visit a museum. L. 16. Visit relatives. B.
So, let's check the answers again. Remember, we use the verb do plus a physical activity. Okay, can be a martial art, a practice, alright? Like number 1, do karate in picture D. Number 2, do yoga in picture C. The verb walk, we say walk the dog in number 3, related to picture letter B. As you can see, the girl is walking the dog, right? Number 4, 5, and 6, we have two sports, golf and volleyball, and the violin, that is a musical instrument. Which verb do we use with these activities? We use play. So you say in number 4, play golf, letter E, play volleyball in number 5, letter I, and in number 6, as you can see, letter H, the woman is playing the violin. So you can say play plus a sport, play plus the musical instrument, or play plus an activity, alright? So you say play the piano, play the guitar, play basketball, right? With the verb go, we have the activities in numbers 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 in letters O, M, J, N, and G. So in number 7, you say go bowling. Picture O, the boy is bowling, or the boy is going bowling. And number 8, it's letter M. As you can see, all the family is in the park bike riding, or you can say they are going bike riding, right? In number 9, that is letter J, you can say the group of friends here are having fun and they go dancing every Saturday, or you can say they dance every Saturday. Number 10, in letter N, you can see the two women here going shopping. That is buying things, right? Number 11, swimming. You say go swimming. In letter G, you can see the man there swimming, or he is going swimming, right? With the verb have, remember, you can say have lunch, have breakfast, have dinner, you have a meal, or an activity like in number 12, you can say have a barbecue. In letter A, remember the family together having a barbecue? So this is a typical weekend in the United States, right? And number 13, we say a picnic in letter F. The family is having a picnic, right? So, do you have a barbecue? Do you have a picnic with your family, with your friends? It's a good idea to have fun, right? And the verb visit. In numbers 14, 15, 16, you can say that you visit a place, or you can visit people. You can say, visit a gallery, visit a museum, visit relatives. Remember, we visit a place or people, right? Okay, so let's review the verb go plus a sport or an activity. Remember, some sports like golf, volleyball, we use the verb play. Play soccer, play golf, play volleyball, play basketball. But other sports or other activities, we use the verb go. You don't say play bowling or play bike riding or play swimming. No. What do we use? We use the verb go. So what we can say? We have two ways of speaking that. So we can say go plus the verb in the ing, go swimming, or the verb. So you say I go swimming on Mondays and Wednesdays, or I swim on Mondays and Wednesdays, right? You say I go dancing or I dance on weekends. And you also say I go shopping for food on Saturday nights or I shop for food on Saturday nights. Did you get it? Let's practice a little bit more. Exercise number 2. You have to complete the sentences with the verbs in the correct form, using the verbs go, play, visit, have, and do. Remember that for he, she, it, the third person in the singular, right? We have some changes, right? Like the verb go for he, she, it, the verbs that end in ch, sh, x, o, z, and s, we add es. And the verb play just follows the general rule by adding s. So I say I play, he plays. I go, he goes, right? So let's do the exercise. Number 1, they a barbecue every time it's hot and sunny. Number 2, we always a picnic for my birthday. Number 3, I yoga on Friday mornings. Number 4, we volleyball on the beach. 5, I sometimes galleries. Number 6, I always dancing with my family on Saturday evenings. Number 7, my son the violin in his school orchestra. Number 8, I don't go to the gym, but I dancing on weekends. Number 9, my best friend bike riding every Sunday afternoon. Number 10, my children often bowling with their friends. Alright? So try to complete with the correct verbs. Now let's check the exercise. Number 1, they have a barbecue, right? Number 2, we always have a picnic for my birthday. Number 3, I do yoga on Friday mornings. 4, we play volleyball. Right? Play plus a sport. Number 5, I sometimes visit galleries. So you visit a place. Number 6, I always go dancing with my family on Saturday evenings. Go plus the verb in the ing, go dancing. Or you could say, I always dance with my family on Saturday evenings. Okay? Go dancing or dance. Number 7, my son plays the violin in his school orchestra. My son plays. Remember, I play, we play, but I say my son plays. For he, she, it, we add as, right? Number 8, I don't go to the gym, but I go dancing on weekends. Again, the verb go plus an activity, dancing, right? Number 9, my best friend goes bike riding every Sunday afternoon. In this situation, my best friend is he or she, the third person singular. So I add es for the verbs finished in o. Remember? Simple present tense for he, she, it, we add s for most of the verbs and es for the verbs ending in ch, sh, x, o, z, and s, right? So I say I go, but I say my best friend goes. And number 10, the last one, my children often go bowling with their friends. You could also say for numbers 9, 10, instead of saying goes bike riding, you could say my best friend rides his bike, right? Using the verb ride. And number 10, you could say my children often bowl or go bowling, that it's more common to use, right? Number 3, it is to write the phrases from the exercise 1. Remember, do yoga, play golf, play volleyball, go swimming, go bike riding, visit a museum, visit the relatives, have a barbecue. So you're going to match the sentences with each of the phrases here in number 3, right? So let's start. Number 1. If you're interested in very old things, you can do this. Number 2. This is when you go to see your cousins, grandparents, etc. Number 3. Lots of people do this Japanese sport. 4. Lots of people do this sport on the beach in the summer. 5. You can do this in the sea or at a pool. 6. This is when you cook a meal outside. 7. You need a bicycle for this. And number 8. You need a very large open green space if you want to do this sport. Let's check the answers. Number 1. If you're interested in very old things, you can do this. What is it? Visit a museum. Number 2. This is when you go to see your cousins, grandparents, the family, right? What is it? Visit the relatives. Number 3. Lots of people do this Japanese sport. Do yoga. 4. Lots of people do this sport on the beach in the summer. What is that? Play volleyball. 5. You can do this in the sea or at a pool. What is it? Go swimming. 6. This is when you cook a meal outside. What is that? Have a barbecue. Number 7. You need a bicycle for this. Which one is that? Go bike riding. And the last one, number 8. You need a very large open green space if you want to do this sport. That is, to play golf, right? Let's have pronunciation practice about the ing forms. So, you're gonna listen and repeat the verbs. Let's check the verbs here. When you listen, you repeat, right?
watching, reading, visiting, doing, going, being, playing, running.
All right. Let's practice a little bit more. So, right now, you're having more practice here about the sentences using the ing. Remember that when we pronounce the ing in the verbs, in the end of the words, you don't pronounce the letter G. Okay? So you say visiting. You don't pronounce the letter G in the end of the words, right? So let's listen practice.
1,
I don't mind visiting museums.
2,
She doesn't like going bowling.
3,
I love reading magazines.
4,
He hates going to the gym.
5.
We enjoy doing yoga.
All right, let's go on. Activity number 6, you're going to complete a profile about a person here named Stephanie Ellis. And you're going to complete by using the correct form of the verbs from the box. Which verbs do we have in the box? The verbs get, talk, watch, cook, be, and play. Remember that we are studying the ing after the verbs, right? So pay attention and let's complete, right? About me, Stephanie Ellis. In the evening, I usually make dinner because I don't mind, which is number 1 here. After dinner, I walk my dog Bruno for an hour. It's very relaxing and I enjoy, number 2, which is the verb, to other dog walkers. I love, number 3, exercise. And sometimes I go running with a friend. I also love, which is the verb after love, at home with Bruno. But I don't like, which is number 5, TV. And I hate computer games. So this is number 6 to complete after the verb hate. Answers? So number 1, I don't mind cooking. Number 2, I enjoy talking to other dog walkers, right? Number 3, you say, I love getting exercise. Sometimes I go running with a friend. 4, I also love being at home with Bruno. 5, I don't like watching TV. And number 6, I hate playing computer games. As you can see, all the verbs after mind, enjoy, love, like in the negative, I don't like, and hate are in the ing form, in the present continuous tense. Alright? Remember Kara and Chris from the previous text that we read? What hobbies Kara, Chris, and Stephanie here have in common? What do they have in common about hobbies and activities? Do they do any activities or hobbies together? Remember that Stephanie says here in the text that sometimes she goes running with a friend. Remember here she says, I love getting exercise and sometimes I go running with a friend. The question is, do you remember who have the same habits Stephanie does? Who are they? Can you remember that? Who do you think is Stephanie's friend? Kara or Chris? Let's try to remember looking again at the text here on page 26. So, who do you think is Stephanie's friend? Kara or Chris? No surprise, yeah? It's Chris, the guy who is active and loves running. Kara doesn't like running. She hates running. So, Chris is the friend who goes running every day with Stephanie, right? Like plus verb plus ing. The English grammar lesson today is about like plus verb plus the ing. Before we look at like plus verb ing, we need to learn about infinitives. I want to sleep. How many verbs are here? There are 2 verbs. Verb 1, want. Verb 2, sleep. The verb sleep has the word to before it. This means the verb is in its infinitive form, to sleep. To plus verb is called an infinitive. To sleep is an infinitive. Normally, when 2 verbs are together, the second verb is in its infinitive form. In the original sentence, the second verb, sleep, is in its infinitive form, to sleep. I want to sleep. Another example. I need to study. There are 2 verbs in this sentence. Verb 1, need, and verb 2, study. The second verb is in its infinitive form, to study. I need to study. Another example, he wants to travel. The second verb, travel, needs to be in its infinitive form, to travel. He wants to travel. This is the general rule about two verbs together, and there are some exceptions like with modal verbs, but we will study these in another lesson. With the verb like, there are two ways of putting a verb after it. You can say, I like to sleep, which is like plus infinitive, which we have already seen. But with the verb like, we frequently use a verb ending in ing after it. I like sleeping. Sleeping is a verb ending in ing. Another example. You can say, I like to eat chocolate. Or you can say, I like eating chocolate. Is there a difference? In general, there isn't a difference in the meaning, though we sometimes use the infinitive to talk about habits or choices, right? For example, I like to eat chocolate for breakfast. He's talking about my habit, routine, or choice. I like eating chocolate. This is more about what I like doing in general. That's the difference. However, using a verb plus the ing is more common than using an infinitive. So ing is more common. I like sleeping. Verb plus the ing. This is an example of this verb like plus a verb ending in ing. This rule of like plus verb ing also applies to other similar liking verbs such as love, enjoy, don't like, hate. Note, don't like is just the negative form of like, right? Example, I love reading in bed at night. I enjoy playing video games. I don't like getting up early in the negative. I hate washing the dishes. Using a verb ing after these verbs sounds more natural. In general, we prefer to use the verb ing after like, love, or hate. But with the verb enjoy, if there is a verb after it, what do we use? We only use a verb in the ing form and not an infinitive. So pay attention. Enjoy plus verb ing, never enjoy plus infinitive. Example, we enjoy playing cards. After enjoy, we have the verb ending in ing. In this case, playing. Enjoy playing. This is correct. We cannot say we enjoy to play cards. Never. No, this is not correct. Okay? Did you get it? It's not possible to use enjoy plus infinitive. We say, he enjoys going to the cinema. Enjoy plus the verb in the ing. In this case, going, enjoys, going. This is correct. Never, we do not say, he enjoys to go to the cinema. No, this is not correct. Alright? In the negative sentences, to make negative sentences, we use the rules of don't or doesn't before like. Remember, I like writing essays. Becomes, I don't like writing essays. He likes mowing the lawn. Negative. This sentence is he doesn't like mowing the lawn. Right? Remember, there is no s at the end of the verb like in the negative sentences or questions because I use doesn't. More examples of negative sentences with like plus the verb in the ing. I don't like waiting. He doesn't like eating spinach. They don't like going to the doctor. She doesn't like cleaning the house. For questions, to make questions, we use the rules of do or does at the beginning of the question. They like playing chess, affirmative sentence. To make a question with they, we use do at the beginning, so it becomes, do they like playing chess? She likes baking cakes. To make a question with she, we use does at the beginning, so it becomes, does she like baking cakes? Again, remember there is no s at the end of the verb in negative sentences and questions, right? More examples of questions with like plus verb in the ing. Do you like blowing bubbles? Do they like taking selfies? Does John like listening to music? Does your grandmother like going to the gym? Answer these questions now. What are 3 things you like doing? And what is 1 thing you don't like doing? Let us know in the comments below. So let's continue talking about verb plus noun and verb plus infinitive. In this example, I love sports. In this case, the main verb love is followed by the noun sports. Another example, I love to jump really high. Here, the main verb love is followed by the infinitive to jump. That's it. Finish our Unit 3 Lesson C. You have an activity to do. It is 5 scores, your AP2, right? And here you have to make comments in this video lesson, right? In the comments of this video lesson on YouTube, you have to write sentences with 5 of these verbs. We have I love, I like, I enjoy, I don't mind, I don't like, and I hate. You can use the complement of nouns, use nouns, or use the ing forms. The exercise is asking you to write only 2, but I'm asking you to write 5 sentences using 5 of these verbs, right? We have 6 verbs here. You choose 5 and create 5 sentences, but you don't have to write and send to me by email or at Ava. No, no way. You have to write here below this video in the comments of this video. All right, you have to write on YouTube comments, right? So don't forget, it's part of your AP2.